we will be learning how to switch from vertex to standard and intercept. Now, this one is more complicated because we have to factor. With that being said, right now our vertex form is y equals x minus 4 squared minus 36. To switch it to standard, all we have to do is FOIL this right here. So if I write it down again, y equals x minus 4 squared minus 36. Keep in mind that this, we have to write it twice. Why? Because of that 2 right here. And let's not forget our minus 36. So now we can do distribution. So we have x minus 4, x minus 4. X times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Same goes here. And negative 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Sorry, positive 16. I'm going to rewrite what I have inside. So I have x squared minus 4x minus 4x plus 16. And we still can't forget that minus 36. I can go ahead and combine like terms. Notice how these two can be combined. X squared stays the same because there's nothing to combine with. So minus 4x is negative 8x. We can also combine this 16 with this negative 36. So 16 minus 36 gives us negative 20. So switch from standard to intercept. I'm going to write it down again. So x squared minus 8x minus 20. I'm going to go ahead and try the big X. So I have the big X, negative 20 goes up top, and my number in the middle goes in the bottom. If I try to find two numbers that multiply to give me 20 and add to give me 8, I can go ahead and start with my factor list. 4 times 5, and that will be all. Now, since this 20 is negative and this 8 is negative, we have to find for a negative and a positive number. So we know that one of these has to be negative. Since this one's negative, this one will be. And the two numbers will be 2 and negative 10. So my intercept form is x plus 2, x minus 10. And there goes my intercept form. Now, to find our characteristics, we have the vertex, which is our h and our k. Our h is the opposite, where our k stays the same. In this case, it's negative 4, so this is going to change to positive 4, and this negative 36 stays the same. Our line of symmetry is just our x value for our vertex. So we have x equals 4. And our max and our min. Now, keep in mind, if we don't have a negative in the front, that means our quadratic is happy. Since we have a happy quadratic, that means we have a minimum. So we have a minimum at 4, negative 36. Our domain will always be the same. So it's all real numbers are from negative infinity to positive infinity. Our range is a little bit different. Here we have an outline of what our graph is. If you guys recall, our y value has to do a lot with our range. So if this is negative 36, we're going above it to positive infinity. So that means our range will be from negative 36 to positive infinity. To find our solutions, we just have to look at our x-intercept. We just have to set each of them equal to 0. So we have x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 10 equals 0. I'll subtract 2 to both sides here, and it gives us x equals negative 2, and then add 10 to both sides here, which gives me x equals 10. So this is my solution. And for x-intercept, it's the same numbers. We just have to put the zeros for the y values. So it's negative 2, 10. Same thing, we start off with the vertex form. So we have the vertex form of y equals x plus 5 squared minus 9. We're going to start off with trying to do the standard form. So I'm going to write it down again. And again, this 2 in the top means it is going twice. So if I write it down again, it's x plus 5 times x plus 5, and then this minus 9. I'm going to do the box so I can FOIL these two out. I have x plus 5, x plus 5. X times x is x squared. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to write down what I have inside my box. So I have x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25. And we can't forget this minus 9. I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. So this x squared does not have anything, so we can just write it down again. And we do have this 5x and 5x that we can combine, making it 10x. And lastly, we have 25 minus 9. 25 minus 9 is 16. So I can combine these two, and it's going to give me positive 16. And that will be my standard form. Now that I have my standard form, I can move on to intercept form. My intercept form, I would write down the standard form in front of it. So it's x squared plus 10x plus 16. I'm going to do the big X. Up top is 16, since that's our C. And in the bottom is 10, since it's our B. If I'm going to look for my factors of 16, it'd be 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 3 does not work, 4 times 4. My two numbers would be 2 and 8. So it'd be y equals my parentheses, x plus 2, x plus 8. And that's my intercept form. Again, looking back to what we did previously, our solutions are just the opposite of our intercepts. This is positive 2, so it's negative 2. This is positive 8, so it's negative 8. Our x-intercepts are the same solution numbers, just with a 0 for the y value. So it's negative 2, negative 8. If we keep moving on, domain is all real numbers are from negative infinity to positive infinity. And we'll skip range for a sec. We can do the vertex first. The vertex has to do with our vertex form. Again, it's h and k, but h changes the sign. So this is positive 5 right now. So it's going to be negative 5. And this is negative 9. That stays the same. Our line of symmetry is just x equals whatever our x value is for the vertex. In this case, it's negative 5. And then If we look here, we don't have any negative, so that means our graph is happy. When our graph is happy, we have a minimum. We have a minimum at -5, -9. And you can't see that well, so I'm going to write it down again. And lastly, our range, same goes here. We still have a minimum, so that means we start with our y value for the vertex or minimum, and since we're going up to positive infinity. So our range is from -9 to positive infinity. Your homework will be a submission. You will take a picture of what you need to do. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Any questions, just contact me.